Point and stare at TJ and Riggins anytime you want on YouTube. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Okay. Memories of Ace continue on the show today and probably for several days, you know. But the goal is that I know we tell you and always have pretty much all the stuff that's going on with us in our real lives, and you know what happens on the show and our interactions with each other off the air and all that kind of stuff. But I thought bringing you some details about things and how they happen and how our personalities work together and how they work against each other at times and all of that kind of stuff is stuff that we never talk about. It's not scandalous or anything. We don't omit it from conversations because we're trying to hide it. It's just that there's really has been no place to bring it up in the grand scheme of things. So we were just talking about he wanted to jump a motorcycle over several cars in a parking lot of some right along the highway.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about something else. Go ahead.
The box.
Yeah, he was always up for. He wanted something, and the show really needed this type of thing. And like I said earlier, I wasn't good at coming up with the shocking things that people were like, oh, you remember when they did this or that. Like he always wanted to do these things where we would bet each other, and then the loser had to do something embarrassing and all that kind of stuff. And when I was younger, I would participate in that, and I had to do a strip show, like a real male strip show thing at a club in Charlotte when I lost a bet, and that pretty much broke me. I was like, oh. Yeah. And then when we got older, I was like, man, my kids, they know what's going on now. And I don't want my kid. He's like, my kids think it's funny. I'll do it.
Yeah.
So it got to where, and because we used to pick on him.
Oh my God.
About we'd say, he's Mr. Pervert, whatever. Yeah. But it seemed like for a while, everything that any type of embarrassing payoff that he had to do with a bet or whatever involved him being naked.
Yeah.
He was getting naked. He was locked there for like 5 years. Yeah. Everything was him. Somebody's getting naked.
Unfortunately, I was on the show then during that 5 years. Yeah.
Somebody's got to get naked.
Yeah.
And we were talking about yesterday about how dramatic he was. Not dramatic as in the way we use the term now, like always carrying on a bunch of drama, but in his presentation of everything and his personality, it was just always just like, he couldn't just say, I want to do this. He'd go, we're going to do that, and it is going to effing kill. He just like over the top. So he always wanted to have these brainstorming meetings in other places. Like, we'll go get a cabin in the mountains and we'll just hole ourselves up in that cabin until we come out with an entire spring full of nothing but killer bits. Yeah. We're going to slay. Can't nobody touch us when we get finished. Or he'd say, let's go get a suite at a hotel. Yeah. And just for the whole day, we'll be brainstorming. And the first time when Lindsay had just joined the show, we did that and brought her in for that. And as soon as that was over, she called me and said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take this job.
Yeah. I said, I don't know if this is going to work out. I can't wear diapers.
I don't want to wear a diaper.
Yeah. Don't want to dance on the side of the road. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. All right, more coming up.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
What you doing there, Greg?
Oh, hey, Katie. I'm making my world-famous Greg Nog.
Well, if it's so world-famous, how come I don't know about it?
There's a lot you don't know about me. Like how I just ordered truckloads of our most popular items at Sweet Dreams.
You did what?
Shh.
Right now, save up to 70% on overstocks, clearance, and closeouts. In stock and ready to rock. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. Watch the TJ and Riggins Show with new Carolina-specific content, deals, and more. Available to check out every weekday. Add it to your phone's home screen today. Available whenever you want it on the TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Well, welcome to Celebration.
Ooh.
Oh.
I just made that up.
I love that.
Oh.
He loved it.
Huh?
He would have loved it.
Oh, he would have. Yeah,
Yeah, he
Ace
would
would have loved that. So day 2 of Remembering Ace, the official sanctioned Ace Remembrance broadcasts. Today is it's a lot more lighthearted. Talking about the quirkiness of Ace that made him special. And we talked about this a lot on the show, but there was one specific episode of this that we never mentioned, and I'm going to have to change names and do some generalities on this because it is still of a sensitive nature. We were working for this broadcast corporation, and they sent one of their top executives from the corporate offices in to talk to us because it was probably coming up on contract renegotiations or something. And Ace is sitting there talking to the big corporate boss. We're at dinner, and they're sitting right beside each other. And they're just talking. And Ace always had a reputation of putting his foot in his mouth, saying the wrong thing. Because I used to joke, but it wasn't a joke, but Ace did not know the meaning of the word subtle. Subtlety was nothing in his personality, no subtlety at all. And once he would get going, then you just had no idea where he was either going to land or crash.
Yeah.
And so he's talking to this guy, and the guy's just listening to him, and Ace is, just really into what he's saying, and the guy's, really listening hard to him, and then Ace mentions this other radio personality, and let's say the guy's name is Joe Blow, and he goes, yeah, then I look up, and Joe Blow is now in market number 2 in Los Angeles, and I'm thinking, what idiot thought that guy was good enough to be in market 2? And this guy looked dead at him and goes, well, actually, I'm the one that made that decision.
In front of a table,
Now, the rest of us, there was nothing we could have done except bust out laughing at him. And we were like, bah! What did you hear what Ace just said? He said, and then he's the one that said, ah. Oh. So then the guy started laughing, and Ace was mortified.
Yeah. Yeah, he's mortified.
And I didn't see him embarrassed a lot, but
yeah, that was one time.
What kind of idiot thought he was good enough to be in L.A.?
Yeah. It was an idiot, I think. It was
Yeah.
So I'm
moron.
that idiot, sir.
Kind of moron.
It's amazing.
Classic.
And he may have even said, because, we smoke that dude every day of the week. We could smoke that dude.
Just stepping all in it.
Yeah.
Never stopping to think, you know what, this is a guy that's in charge of that portion of the corporation. He probably was in on this decision. Mm-hmm. No?
Yeah.
I got to tell him that guy sucks and we're great.
Yeah.
It's just like a wrestler.
Yeah.
He's just like a wrestler.
There's a lot of similarities to a wrestler, for sure.
DM us anything you want to know about any of the situation as far as what Ace was like. Go to any of our social medias and send a DM. We got more coming.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Hey, it's TJ, and when the famous company Cozy Earth begged me to endorse one of their products, I said, okay, I'll do it. And I absolutely love my bubble cuddle blanket from Cozy Earth. It's so soft, it's so heavy, it's fantastic. Now, you can get my big discount on all their products, but if you want to get a bubble cuddle blanket of your own and save 41%, go to tjriggins.com/deals. tjriggins.com/deals with the promo code TJ. Don't miss out on this huge savings.
Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. Watch the TJ and Riggins Show with new Carolina-specific content, deals, and more available to check out every weekday. Add it to your phone's home screen today. This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
Okay. Continued funny stories about Ace and remembering him. It's been a week today since his passing, and we couldn't do anything last week. We couldn't come in and do anything, as you can imagine. So we came back yesterday. Yesterday's show. If you missed that, you can go listen to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music. It's really easy to use our homepage for that because you can use it like an app now. The technology with that now. Oh, these kids and what they've come up with. Oh, Elon and them.
Yeah.
I mean, they come up with some stuff now. So you can use our website. It acts exactly like an app would with a what do you call it? A little icon on your phone.
It's got everything you need: audio, video, podcast
on your device. Doesn't necessarily have to be a phone.
Sure. Exactly.
So we were talking about Ace's unique personality and sometimes over the top, grandiose, I guess.
Yeah,
you would say. And which one were we just talking about? Because what happens as soon as we turn the mics off, we start talking about something else, another one, and then I forget what it was before we come back on. We're talking about the Disney one?
Yeah, Disney World was crazy, and I think Lindsay was a part of that.
Do you remember being at Disney World with the grandkids trip and the families had all gone in for the night, and we were over at Epcot, and we were in England.
Yeah.
And they told us the place was closing. It was time to vamoose.
Yeah.
And he got mad and started arguing with the security guy.
Yeah. He's like, what? It's only 10 o'clock.
Yeah, he was flipping out on that guy. He was being rude to Lindsay. I was like, no, he wasn't. He was just saying, like, can you please, they're closing down at 10. We have to leave now. No, he was being rude to her. What's your problem? Like,
you could have just told us to leave. You didn't have to be rude to her. And he's pointing because, he's so tall over everybody else. And he starts pointing. It's like,
I was like, how did I get in the middle of this?
I don't remember.
Was the guy being rude to you?
I can't remember.
Nobody else saw that.
No one remembers.
It's a possibility, but I don't think anyone else would have said anything.
It was one security guard that came in and told us to leave. And then when Ace started acting crazy, then the older guy came in who was like the boss of the other ones.
Yeah.
And he was super nice, walked up, goes, what's going on? How's everybody doing? What's going on? And then Ace was like, that guy. And so it's just like yelling at this old guy.
It's like, dude, that guy's got on Mickey ears on his shirt. Like, why are you yelling at this guy? And second of all, we're in Florida. There's plenty of bars. This doesn't have to be the last stop. We can go to another bar.
It ain't about that, Riggins. It's not about that. He was rude. There's no need to be rude to people.
There's no question he's stuck up for his friends.
Oh,
there's no question.
The most loyal.
Yeah.
It's not a cliche when we're talking about him. Loyal to a fault. I mean, and generous. I made a note this morning that how people need to know how generous he was. If he had a nickel and you needed a nickel, he didn't even care why you needed it. If you asked him, he'd give it to you. Mm-hmm. Just like I said, loyal to a fault sometimes. If you were his friend and you didn't do anything to mess that up and y'all were friends, he was as loyal to you as anybody that you could ever have in your life.
He had your back.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Now, he might cuss you out about it. But nobody else better be cussing you out. That's for sure.
Exactly.
No, only him.
Yep.
More TJ and Riggins coming up.
What you doing there, Greg?
Oh, hey, Katie. I'm making my world-famous Greg Nog.
Well, if it's so world famous, how come I don't know about it?
There's a lot you don't know about me. Like how I just ordered truckloads of our most popular items at Sweet Dreams.
You did what?
Shh.
Right now, get a copper pillow top mattress starting at just $449. In stock and ready to rock. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. Oh, look, our new subscribe button, where you can make sure you're getting the new shows right when they're posted. Find listening options for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, social media sites, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
When it comes to all things real estate, especially in the Lake Norman area, there is no one better than the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. We've used them for years. They're our friends, and you are going to love them. Just go to tjriggins.com/Temple Team. tjriggins.com/Temple Team.
This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
Okay, remembering Ace today, and hopefully, even if you've been listening for a long, long time, and a lot of people have, and I thank you so much for the sweet messages that we've gotten. It's really special how people choose to share their lives with us and bring us into their lives. But today we're trying to stay on lighthearted stuff, and one of the things that we really used to get frustrated at Ace about was how he just wouldn't let something go, and then he would act like it had never been brought up and act like it had never been voted down. He would just continue. If he wanted to do something on the show, he would bring it up at least once a quarter, like it's the first time he had brought it up, you know. Yeah. Even when something we would do and it would crash and burn, he would bring it back, and the next time we'd sit down with ideas and stuff and go, I think we just need to do this, and it would work. And one of those things is the famous cell phone around the world bit. And this was years and years ago, before, cell phones were in everybody's pocket. There were no smartphones. It was just you get on the phone and you can call people. That was it. Maybe texting, but it was where you had to hit the button 3 times to get to the letter that you wanted and all that. So he said, we can go to the airport, give somebody a cell phone and tell them, call us when you land, and then hand it to somebody else and tell them to do it when they land. So we're ultimately looking for the phone we could get a call from China or somewhere like today. Where is the phone around the world going to be? And,
Yeah.
So we went to one of the sponsors, it wasn't Verizon at the time, but Ericsson or AT&T, something.
Yeah.
And they donated a phone to us, and the sales rep for their account got it all set up, had it rigged so the only number it would call was the studio back at the radio station and all that. So we sent somebody out live on the air, and the person gave it to someone at Charlotte Douglas International Airport that morning. Said, where are you going? And he said, I'm flying to L.A. He said, here, will you take this, call us from L.A., and then hand the phone to somebody you see there and tell them to do the same and tell them to pass it on. He said, sure. Took the phone, and what did he do with it?
Kept it.
Threw it in the trash.
Threw it in the trash. Oh.
Because you couldn't use it to do anything but call that one number.
Yeah.
So you just threw it in the trash.
Right in the trash.
Oh, my.
As soon as the guy walked away, he said, all right, guys, he's got the phone. He's going to call us from L.A., whatever. Never heard from him again. He's just...
Oh, my.
So up until, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, Ace was still saying, I still think we need to give cell phone around the world another chance.
All the time.
I still think.
And we would just bust out laughing like we did it.
Yeah,
we proved that it didn't work.
Yeah. Can't trust anyone.
Yeah, but we didn't do it right. It's like, okay, so we're just going to start going buying iPhones for people. Just to,
I
here
guess
you
so.
go. Take an iPhone.
Yeah.
Promise you'll call when you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a dog with a bone. He wanted that thing to work.
Yeah.
He wanted it to work.
And then he would try to repackage it sometimes. Go, all right, what if we did, let's say we gave somebody a phone and then they were on a bus and they were, let's not do cell phone around the world. Let's just do cell phone around the country. Maybe that would.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Buying diamonds in Antwerp, Belgium, like R. Gregory Jewelers does, is something special. You look at it, weigh it, look again. It's nice, but could it be better? Now, do that 10, 20, 50, or even more times. Your diamond is extra special, so we go the extra mile, literally, to the Diamond Capital, where selection and value are the best. We won't leave until the perfect one is found for you and everyone we're there for. To R. Gregory Jewelers, that really is something special.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. Oh, look, our new subscribe button, where you can make sure you're getting the new shows right when they're posted. Find listening options for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, social media sites, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
If you live in the Charlotte area and you need furniture, then you need Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress. We love them, and you will too. So go to tjriggins.com/sweetdreams for Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress. Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
Point and stare at TJ and Riggins anytime you want on YouTube. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Remembering Ace, lighthearted stories today. And Riggins just reminded me of something. When Instagram first became popular, and they set us up with Instagram accounts, the young people on the show did. Ace and I both thought that what you were supposed to do is if people were following you, then you would follow them back. So, I mean, it's just like keeping up with listeners, And it got to a point where Riggins would say, "You're not really supposed to do that." And by that time, we had already liked a bunch of people, or followed a bunch of people, and I stopped. But Ace never quite got that, did he?
No, he didn't. He would follow back everybody that followed him. He just thought that's the way it worked. But he also had access to our show account, the Ace and TJ Show on Instagram. And, if you open Instagram, you can switch back between profiles. You just hold it. Well, he would forget to switch back sometimes. So I'd wake up in the morning and we'd have 3 new DMs from like hot chicks on monster truck tires and big butts on Yeti coolers and like these crazy, not safe for work accounts. And I'd go, "Ace, you got to stop doing it." He goes, "I didn't do that." And I go, "Well, who else did it?"
TJ doesn't even know how to get on the show account.
Get on.
Yeah.
No offense. I mean, hot chicks on monster truck tire sounds cool, but something about this says it's you.
Yeah, I don't know what, but
Finally, Riggins goes, people can see when you like someone's account. Like it pops up, oh, he started following this, whatever.
Yeah.
And he would wonder why he was getting all these.
I don't know what's going on. Of course you do. Of course you know what's going on. You followed them. You hit the follow button.
Big butts on Yeti.
Yeah, big butts on Yeti.
It was like they're crazy.
Yeah.
Big butts,
Or
big
butts on tires.
Butts on tires. And this is just a raunchy. There's something about like hot chicks on bikini girls on motorcycles or something. These girls are more tatted up than some of those hair bands.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, a lot of them reminded me of the little exhibits that I saw at Daytona Bike Week. It's like, oh my gosh, so why are we following these accounts?
Yeah. He liked that. He did like that.
And then Riggins would get mad whenever Ace would get into an argument with somebody on the the show page or whatever, one of these show accounts.
You would do that all the time, going back and forth. I'm like, hey, I would just block them or ignore it. You're not making good points. Second of all,
Yeah.
you're making an awful argument.
Yeah.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Every weekday, the Extra Funny podcast is available at tjriggins.com. It's uncensored and, well, extra funny. Extra Funny is sponsored by Eric Javits. Find your next great hat at Eric Javits. Get 20% off your order today by going to tjriggins.com/deals. That's tjriggins.com/deals. Then use promo code TJ at checkout.
Hey Charlotte, ready to enjoy a chef-prepared meal using delicious seasonal ingredients without ever having to leave your home? Table and Twine is the answer. Have a world-class dining experience without ever leaving your house. Learn more at tjriggins.com/tableandtwine.
Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. The easiest way ever to hear the new TJ and Riggins shows, archives, podcasts, watch the show, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today. Available whenever you want it on the TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
This is fun and honestly needed for me. Yeah, and I know it is for y'all too.
Yeah.
And we're having some fun talking about our memories of Ace. We were just talking about how he didn't realize that we could see that he was following these when he first, well, it wasn't even when he first got on Instagram. It was like a while back. It was like butts on Yetis and whatever else. And Riggins would try to get him to stop. Just don't do that on the show page and whatever. But during the show, if somebody sent a complaint and it made him mad, I mean, there were a lot of them that were funny that we would read on the show and make conversation out of. They call it content now, the kids do.
That's right.
But other times it was just like it would just make him furious, and he was out for the rest of the show. You might as well just put a wall up in front of him and close it. He's in his office at that point, and he's just slammed. Yeah, you know, we always talked about how he had perfect typing posture. I mean, he did. He's right back to the typing classes at school. I mean, perfect. He could type like crazy. And he would just be wailing on that thing.
We just hear the keys, yeah.
And so we're trying to talk, and we're carrying on with the show, being funny and trying to do stuff, and he is just not having it. He had to say it right then, and then as soon as the mics would go off, and we'd be laughing about what we had just talked about on the air and all that, and he'd go, listen to this.
Yeah.
That's exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
The moment the mics went off,
Yeah.
let me tell you what she said.
Listen to this dumb said.
And he was offended whether it was about you,
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I mean, the intern. I mean, it could have been about anything.
Yeah, I finally I had to tell him one time, hey, I really appreciate it, but stop arguing for me.
Yeah.
I think it's better. I'm good if they don't, just don't even respond.
Yeah. And I'd be like, get him. Yeah. They talked about me. You get him.
What'd they say now?
Yeah.
I bet they didn't say anything to that, did they?
Yeah. I'd egg it on.
But I used to be the same, you get caught up in that. And I mean, I wouldn't sit and get so mad, but I would go back and forth a lot when email was the thing where people would reach us. And I could end up spending an hour or two in the afternoon back and forth. And I finally had to realize, if it's not changing anybody's mind, you're just arguing with each other. But he didn't care.
He did not care.
I'm going to tell them they need to know. How many times you say, oh, they need to know.
Made him feel better.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Lily and Grace is an incredible boutique in Mooresville, North Carolina that was built from a lifetime of experience in the interior design and home renovation businesses. Beautiful furniture and interior design elements ready to tell your home's story. Lily and Grace offers a wide range of products that can be customized to accommodate every corner of your home. They truly create pieces of art, and we are so proud to be working with them. Learn more at lilyandgrace.com. That's lilyandgrace.com.
Let's go. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. The TJ and Riggins Show, Extra Funny, The Week in Review, and all the new and past podcasts. Listen, fast forward, download, and share. Add it to your phone's home screen today. Available whenever you want it on the TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Remembering Ace. Oh, that special boy.
That special boy of ours.
One of my favorite Ace phrases of all time was when he would go, blank. Man, I got to stop blanking cussing so blanking much. And he wasn't saying it to be funny.
No.
Yeah.
He was not saying it to be funny.
Yeah, he did have a dirty mouth.
Ugh. He said, man, I really do. I'm a piece of blank. I just think, yeah. But I know y'all are too young to know the show Frasier very much. Frasier was starring Kelsey Grammer. It was probably the number one sitcom. Well, number 2 or 3 sitcom of the 90s behind Seinfeld and Friends. And Frasier worked at a radio station. He worked at a talk station. He was a psychiatrist, and they call and get advice and all. But there was a sports guy that came on after him. His name was Bulldog. And Ace was just like Bulldog when certain things would happen, and on the show it was kind of Bulldog's signature thing, where he would come in and go, "Hey, where's my pen? I just have my pen right here. This is total BS. People coming in. Oh, here it is."
Yeah. Pulling back up.
Yeah. I love that.
So, I mean, he would look and something not be right, and depending on his mood, he would just start going, "Well, this is so good."
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of those little incidents that when his headphones used to get caught up, he'd be having a perfectly fine, reasonable day.
Yeah.
And his headphones would get caught on the desk or something, and it would rip it out of his ear.
Yeah.
He'd just go nuts, and then he'd be back to normal in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The stapler thing, everybody's asking about the stapler thing. If little mechanical things would fail him, that could just make him erupt. A 3-hole punch was like,
and Rob got a lot. Rob got a lot of that too with like the technology part.
Yeah. And what was his quote to you, Rob?
Oh, I forgot.
You just said
already.
it.
I'm sorry.
You were saying it was your favorite, where he would say, "I'm not yelling at you."
Oh yeah. I'm not, Rob. I'm not yelling at you, right?
I'm not yelling at you.
Just yelling.
Because Rob would be the only one in the. We got 2 rooms. Rob would be in the other room, and Ace would be yelling.
Yeah.
And the last conversation you had with him, he was yelling about something not working in the studio because he had come up here that day to record something. Yep. He was like, "Why is it not working?"
Yeah.
It was so. It's just, I don't know.
Passion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. More coming up.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
When it comes to all things real estate, especially in the Lake Norman area, there is no one better than the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. We've used them for years. They're our friends, and you are going to love them. Just go to tjriggins.com/Temple Team. tjriggins.com/Temple Team.
Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. The easiest way ever to get everything TJ Riggins all in one place. The new Media Center is the easy way to access everything we do. The radio family asked for it, and now it's here. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
All guests of the TJ and Riggins Show stay at the Hyatt-centric South Park, Charlotte. Beautiful rooms paired with incredible dining options, all nestled perfectly in the beautiful South Park neighborhood of Charlotte. Book your stay online at tjriggins.com/Hyatt.
This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
I'm going to tell you what, though, friends. Since Ace's untimely passing, I have really been paying tribute to him and the way that he used to be. And I have used every minute since I got the news to justify eating or drinking whatever I want.
Yeah, sure.
Know all that organic stuff that I've been griping about?
Yeah.
Because before he really got into fitness and nutrition and everything, Ace was, he would always be, I'm hitting it hard this week. That's what he'd always say. I'm going to hit it hard this week.
He did. He said that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
He didn't even, think about working out or anything until, we got on up like around 30 or so. I started working out and getting back in shape and everything. And I introduced him to Freddie, our friend that owned the gym at the time. And then he started going, but then it was a long time before he was disciplined with it.
Right.
And he would say, man, we're on vacation. He's the one that came, we're on vacation. Well, we're really not. We're just picking up somebody at the airport. We're not on vacation. But he would use every excuse to go, all right, well, I'll go ahead and let me get a hamburger. He got where most people say cheeseburger and is a general term. He always say hamburger. Let me get a hamburger and then I'll hit it hard Monday. I'm hitting it hard Monday. Yeah. You can't start a diet on Thursday.
Yeah.
You got to hit it hard on Monday.
Right. Yeah. And remember, we had a pizza sponsor when I was on the show, and he'd always come in and be like, now, who wants to split a piece? And who wants to split a piece? And nobody wanted to. And excuse me, you were like, just cut it in half.
Yeah. Or just throw it out. Or just, we got 4 pizzas here.
Yeah.
Just
who's going to split it? Nope, somebody wants it.
Ugh.
No, nobody wants it.
Eat the pizza.
He wanted to split everything.
Well, he just wouldn't. He's like, I'm not going to waste it.
Yeah.
That was a no.
I'm not going to waste it.
I'm not going to waste it.
Well, just cut it in half. Somebody will come along and eat the other half. Just leave it there.
It's a cookies and cream donut, and now you've just put your fingers all over. Just eat it and throw it out. No one wants to split it.
Yeah.
Huge hands in it.
God, it'd be so funny. Nobody wants to split it.
Just like how much pain did he put himself through trying to get somebody to take that big old-fashioned TV?
Yes.
Oh God, I forgot.
A few years ago, he couldn't. Nobody wanted to buy it on Facebook Marketplace or anything, but he just wouldn't throw it away, and he just kept begging people. Anybody wants a good TV?
A box TV on wheels.
No,
the thing had wheels on it.
You're kidding.
He's like, well, it's a perfectly perfectly fine TV.
Somebody make somebody a good TV. Yeah, somebody in the third world.
Yeah, literally.
Somebody with a forklift because it's 7,000 pounds that you wheeled out to the curb. No one wants it.
And nobody could split it either. They couldn't split it with us.
Yeah. I'm not doing it. Somebody's going to take it. He was like DMing through our Facebook page with people. I'm like, you don't know who these people are? You're inviting them up to our studio?
Like he's trying to find a home for a puppy.
Yeah. I'm like,
Ace, what are you doing?
A living, breathing thing. Yeah. What did he end up doing with it?
Somebody took it, I think.
Somebody took it? I think. Or did he put it in the dump?
So no. I know we're running way long here, but somebody told him they were going to come get it and never did. Because that guy never showed up. He's supposed to be. I told him I'd meet him again. He's supposed to meet me today. It's the second time.
Oh, God, made him even more mad.
More TJ and Riggins coming up.
Buying diamonds in Antwerp, Belgium, like R. Gregory Jewelers does, is something special. Your diamond is extra special, so we go the extra mile, literally, to the diamond capital, where selection and value are the best. To R. Gregory Jewelers, that really is something special.
Add TJRiggins.com to your phone's home screen. Open your phone's browser, type TJRiggins.com, and click the top banner to learn how to easily add to both iOS and Android phones. Everything is now on the homepage, TJRiggins.com.
When it comes to all things real estate, especially in the Lake Norman area, there is no one better than the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. We've used them for years. They're our friends, and you are going to love them. Just go to tjriggins.com/Temple team. tjriggins.com/Temple team.